Okay, so this is our project which models a traditional drum sequencer. And as you can see here, we have implemented it on a Raspberry Pi 3. And the gist of it is that all of the hardware is on this breadboard, which is connected to the Pi. So we have our buttons here. We have 8 buttons, we have 8 LED lights, and they all go into we're using all the GPIO pins on the Raspberry Pi. We have some more buttons up here to control the flow of the program. Make sure you got like all angles of it. It's messy, but it works. And now for the program itself, this is our program right here. You can see we do all the setup for the buttons, for the lights, for the initialization of the values, but we'll show you how it runs. So when we run the program, initially it goes into the default mode that it goes into is the pattern setting mode, and the default track that you could set is the kick drum track. So if you see here, I'm gonna hit a button and it lights up the subdivision of the beat that I selected to represent that I have input a value there. So if we just do these two, that's gonna be the pattern for a kick drum. And now I'm gonna move on to the snare drum. So we select the button, which allows us to modify the pattern for the snare drum. I'm gonna put a snare hit right there and a snare hit right here. As you can see, whenever we change to a different track, it clears all the lights so we only see the track that we're currently on. So right now, I just selected by pressing this button, the hi-hat track. So I'm gonna put a hi-hat on every subdivision of our track. And once we have a pattern like this that we like, pressing this button right here will allow us to play the track and hear it back. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. As you can see, the playback is coming back through the screen, but you could also be hooked up to a speaker through a 3.5 millimeter cable. And it just plays over and over and over until you've heard enough or you're ready to change it. And then to stop it, you again press the pause button right here. And that stops it. And that's our program. That's our project.